racing against other playoff drivers for points. You think that would?
How so?
Like, I guess maybe the bottom would be like 16. Or I guess maybe you get 16 for winning, 1 for last instead of the entire field.
Oh, I see. So like in the round of 16, there would be 16 points plus the stages.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe you could weight them more to make it. I don't know exactly how you do it, but just separating it from the rest of the field so that you're only competing against playoff guys.
I don't know. It's already pretty complicated. So, just to be candid, I live it, and you guys live it, and there's weeks that I'm like, there's a lot going on, So I think for us to have an additional point system on top of the already existing point system in an already existing format that is pretty confusing, I think is just getting a little in the weeds. Personally, I'm not saying your thought is necessarily a bad thought, but I think we just have too much going on to expect everyone to wrap their head around that, especially as from a casual observer.
I guess I asked because yesterday O'Donnell says, listen, we're not going to get rid of playoffs, but we're kind of open to tweaks at this point. So do you have any maybe preferences on what would be the best way to really determine the sports champion?
I don't. If I've learned anything in my almost 9 years, you're best to just let them make the rules and just do your very best at your role and your part to try and maximize whatever that is, because we can sit here and argue about who's in, who's not, how they got there, this or that, and at the end of the day, it's just, and I tell y'all this all the time, it's just not productive. It's not doing me any good, and I get that people want everyone's opinion on it, and I respect that, and it is a great thing to talk about, no question. We can have ideas until we can't see straight, but it's not my job to make those rules. It's not your job to make those rules, and they shouldn't be looking at people's opinions to officiate things. They should have their rules, how they're going to do it, and be strong enough, strong-minded enough, and believe in their process and their rules enough to not let anyone's opinion dictate what happens next. That is the officiating that needs to happen. Whatever they decide the rules to be is fine. They just need to make sure that they stick to whatever they choose.
Chase, at the beginning of the year, you sat down with Dale on the download and talked about how you really worked hard to learn the next-gen car. This year, you've been the most consistent driver. Do you feel like you finally figured it out?
I don't know that you ever figure it out. It's like anything when you're trying to compete at this level. Nothing is ever perfect, I guess, in my eyes, but I am really proud of where we've come from and where we have been, particularly over the last few months of the season, and even more so over the last few weeks. I just feel like we have a really good direction. I feel like I have a good direction. I'm giving them better feedback and what I want and what I need, and I think all those things are really positive. So, yeah, I don't know that you ever have it figured out, but I'm certainly genuinely proud of where we've been and where we are right now.